Hey guys, I'm Sam Crack, and I'm a firm believer that anybody can rebuild a car. All it takes is a little bit of guidance and the right set of tools, but you're always going to run into a few snags along the way, as you see in today's video. I want to take you back to the day that we bought the E55 AMG and take you through the entire rebuild process, including a few of the little snags and how the car stands today. I plan for it to be 100% complete, but of course, when you get to the end, you always find a few things that you didn't anticipate. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about in just a moment, but first I want to give you a message from today's video sponsor. Now, you likely already know that I've chosen SimpliSafe when it comes to home security. I firmly believe their system is the best, and since it's modular, you can expand or upgrade it at any time. I just got SimpliSafe's new Smart Lock. Once you integrate this into your system, you can set up your SimpliSafe app to notify you if you've accidentally left a door unlocked. With the press of a button, you can go ahead and lock your door remotely from anywhere in the world with just your smartphone. And like the rest of their system, installation is DIY friendly. SimpliSafe systems include every modern sensor, siren, and camera to not only just keep your house safe, but smart.
SimpliSafe on.
And with professional monitoring starting at only 50 cents a day, it provides peace of mind at an affordable cost. The only thing SimpliSafe doesn't come with is a contract. Even if you expand or add devices, they're yours. You get them, no installation fees, no nonsense, and you can customize your very own SimpliSafe system by visiting simplisafe.com/samcrack or simply clicking my link in the description box below. When you do, you're going to get the best prices of the year right now during their Black Friday sale. Again, that's at simplisafe.com/samcrack, and that lasts all the way through Cyber Monday. Now, I want to give a huge thanks to SimpliSafe for keeping my house the smartest and safest on the block, and for also sponsoring this video. Looks really clean. The one thing we want to do first before we fire this car up is down here you can see the damage to our oil cooler. There was a pool of oil right down here in the lower engine cover, which means this thing is leaking. When you turn it on and the pump flows, it's going to just start shooting oil everywhere. I've got a replacement oil cooler right here. There's only two connectors, one there, one there. We're going to rip this thing out, put our replacement one in, and then this car should fire right up, and hopefully we can just drive it right off the trailer. Just 2 wrenches for this, and we're gonna see how we can get in here. It's completely off the mount here, so it should just come right loose. Just a little bit. Let's see here. Now, our replacement cooler is a used OEM one. It was actually a couple $100, and I opted to just get the used one because a new one is about $800 or $900 at the dealer. And I did look into some third-party options. They're just kind of weird sized for this compartment right here. This will be our easiest solution. You'll see it'll probably go back in about as quick as it came out, which was a couple minutes. Okay. Bottom one is snug, top one is snug. Now this goes into a bracket here that looks semi-damaged. I don't know if we'll be able to save it or not, but for right now, this will be good enough just so the car doesn't leak when we go to start it up. With our suspension replaced, the majority of the mechanical work is knocked out on our E55. Next up, we'll focus on the front end, where we'll take off all of our damaged components, specifically that radiator and condenser, also the hood and the fender, and any little brackets in the engine bay there. Get those replaced, get our new body panels ready for paint. And while we've got this front end off, it'll be super simple to mod this car near 600 horsepower. It'll be absolutely incredible. And this will be a bargain 600 horsepower cruiser. Oh yeah, easy enough. So when we pulled the cooling system out of the car, specifically the radiator, it has a transmission cooler built into it, and there's lines that run to it that carry transmission fluid. When you take that all apart, you lose a good amount of transmission fluid, and you don't want to be driving your 500 horsepower AMG car without transmission fluid. So when it comes to Mercedes in particular, working on them in the past, I've noticed that their fluids are always weird colors. So most people think of coolant to be greenish yellow or orange. On Mercedes, it's blue. Trans fluid, and most people think of it to be red. I've seen goldish colored trans fluid on the old Mercedes I worked on, which had the same exact transmission as this. So if you watch the channel, you know me, I can't stand going into the dealership, even if it's just to grab some fluids. So I like to call up FCP Euro because they have a staff of experts in every single European make. Kyle is their guy for Mercedes cars, specifically AMG cars, and I told him that I lost a little bit of trans fluid. What do I need to get? And he's like, don't just top it off, because that's what I was planning on doing, to be completely honest. He goes, it's so easy to change the trans fluid in this car. He told me how to do it. You drop the drain plug, drop the pan, the filter is sitting right there. It's basically like doing an oil change. And he sent me out 5 quarts of liquid moly trans fluid. They always go above and beyond to make things easy, and they've always supported my project. So I really do highly recommend them. Again, the prices are incredible, and they have a lifetime guarantee on everything, including wear items, which is just crazy. So check them out. I'm going to leave a link to FCP Euro in the description box below. The VRP heat exchanger install literally only took a few minutes. Lined the brackets up, marked where the holes go, drill those 4 holes, and then screw it in place. loosen up our rocker, remove the 2 nuts behind it, holding the lower part of our fender in place. Fender removals are generally pretty straightforward. We've got a bunch of them up top here being fastened to the apron, but there's always one hidden, sometimes like on the edge here, maybe in the door, sometimes actually underneath the pillar. So the easiest way to figure that out is go and look at your replacement fender. Right here, it looks like there was a nut holding it in place before we repainted it. So I'm guessing there's one that we're gonna find when we open up the door. And if you look in there, you see, there it is. It's gonna be interesting fitting a screwdriver in there, but we'll get it one way or another. Oh, there it goes. Start things off with moving the Ferrari. Of course, if you let it sit more than 72 hours without it being on a trickle charger, battery dies. We're gonna move the E55 in and finish this thing up. So let's see how things are lining up. A little bit high in this corner. We're gonna wanna move this hood a little bit like this. That should bring it in tighter there. The lines though look decent on this side. Also look decent on this side. We'll do a final fine tuning once it's all buttoned up and cleaned up. But for right now, I wanna put the front bumper on and see how it fits up against the fenders and the headlights. The wheels and tires that came on the E55 from the auction are just in rough shape. The rears looks like someone did a standing burnout on them. If you get close up, you can see how chipped up the rims are here. They are in desperate need of a refinishing. So instead of spending the money to get them powder coated, I went and got a set of Advanti racing wheels. These are a great budget wheel. They look pretty darn aggressive and they're an inch larger than the factory ones. So let's go ahead and install those and see how they look. Yeah, we got a problem right here. It's a pretty simple one, fortunately, but where this mounts to the headlight, actually, the bumper mounts to the headlight, you could see it was clean broken off. This is the bumper that was on the car in the accident that came with the car. And unfortunately, I didn't notice that before we went and prepped it and painted it. And again, look at this paint. Turned out incredible, matches really excellent. Black is one of those easier colors to match. But because of this tab being broken off, and also there's a bracket that's bent behind the bumper here, it puts out of alignment where the bumper sits. This little circular thing here, that's a bumper guide. That's where your bumper slots into. I'm looking straight on at it, and you'll notice it's angled this way. That means that the bracket that it's sitting on, likely this one that runs up under the fender here, is also bent in a little bit. It would be easiest to just go ahead and get a replacement bracket here and repair that. That is a huge rookie move before you do any body work to your replacement panels. You always test fit them. If I would have done this, I would have known that A, I bought the wrong grill, and B, I need to replace that bracket. Admittedly, this is a bit frustrating, but just look at the side profile of this car. It looks incredible with those wheels. We've got the coilovers, so no air suspension headaches. The sports steering wheel, the pulley, over 500 horsepower for a car that cost us under $5,000 at the auction. Of course, we put a few $1,000s into it, under 100,000 miles. I think this is a huge value, and we're really a bumper, a grill, a bracket, and a day's labor away from it being complete and just being an awesome, awesome daily driver that will cost well under 10 grand. And if you like the idea of that, I want you to give this video a huge like. Now I want to thank my friend Zach over at Ultimate Rebuilds who helped me out with a lot of the paint and assembly on this car. If you're not already following him here on YouTube, you can go right here. And if you want to see pictures or video of stuff like the paint on the E55 AMG or on the Ferrari, well, it's all going to show up on Instagram before it shows up here on YouTube, so just go right here, click the link in the description box below. Of course, I got to thank each and every one of you for watching today, and I'll catch you very soon.